Hello, habari zenu, mwasiata. Mko fiti? Karibuni sana to the new ones, karibuni to the ones who have not subscribed. Sijui mnafanya nini. Hebu neni msubscribe tu sahi. Tuochejika tumesubscribe Ni bure, ni free, you don't pay. Haichajiwi. It will not even disturb you. You just subscribe. Every time na post utakuwa tu umefanya mambo yako, kama umesahau unastukia Miriam has posted. You go watch the new video. Miriam has posted. So subscribe and then hit the notification bell. Don't forget to hit the notification bell because you know sometimes watu wananiambia na hii wiki huja post, na hii wiki huja. Mimi nilisha post and watch. Iko because they don't have the notification bell on, so they don't know when I'm posting. So chapa hiyo kitu ndio. Every time nataka kupost unajua. Okay? Lakini mko poa. Na assume everybody has had a good week. Na assume everybody is enjoying their time. Mwaka inaenda kuisha. I hope zile vitu zenye ulisema utafanya umefanya, na kama hujafanya anza kufanya. There's still time. You're not too late. It's never too late. Okay? Usianze kujipiga makofi hapo ukisema ati sasa ona. No, it's okay. It's okay. Sawa. So leo naongea kuhusu my spouse is not romantic. What happens when your love game has gone down, which is very normal. It happens to almost every couple. When you meet, when you're at that stage of lovey-dovey nini, it cannot stay the same. Mimi sijui kama kuna mtu alikudanganya ati marriage is a bed of roses, anaamka asubuhi there's breakfast in bed, sijui mkienda kulala sijui what. All those things go away immediately after you're settled after the marriage. They go away, especially after the children have come in. And so something happens, and for some reason kila mtu ako busy. Wewe uko na watoto unalea, huyu analia, huyu anakusumbua, sijui mguu mmoja ni mgonjwa, sijui una msichana wa kazi, sijui. There's so much happening in your brain that you don't really have time for romance and for even your husband. And to him exactly the same. He now has children. He didn't have children when people were meeting, so hakuwa anajua responsibilities za upanda. So now he has children, now he has a wife, he has to pay rent at a higher amount, hajazoea. So it is not normal, okay? Things have to change. Things have to change. So when things change, so obviously some things zitaumia. And one of these things mostly inakuwaga ni romance in the marriage. Romance in the marriage, it affects when things change all over around you. Vitu zimebadilika, maybe hata amepata kazi nyingine, amepostiwa at a different job. Maybe this job right now it's hectic, inamkula kichwa, he's stressed. Things are bound to change. You can take that to the bank. Things will change at some point in your marriage. Now what can we do, or what are some of the things that maybe we can put in place that can help us to keep this marriage warm? Because of course we do not want the things to change sasa to the point of now it's affecting the entire marriage, Ikifika mahali sasa ati mnaingiaga anakupata ulilala, anajiwekea food, wengine atawekeaga chakula wewe, anajiwekea food, anakufuata mnalala, asubuhi tena mwamke mwanze the same routine. If you're having a routine, that's a problem. The first problem you have is a routine. The same thing happens every single day. That's what I'm talking about when I say a routine. If ukiingia unakujanga unatoka kazi or whatever you do, ukishakuja upikie watoto, uwalalishe, uende ulale. Then he'll come. Obviously, most of the time the men come later. He comes in, he eats, goes to sleep. Kesho tena the same. Kesho kutwa the same. A week goes, another week. Mtafanya hivyo miaka 2 hata ujui kama alianza kuweka dread. You're not even aware. So first let's get rid of routine. Stop routine kabisa. If you can, leo fanya hivi. Leo kasa kupate umekaa hapa kwa kiti naomba leo nakongojea by the way. Nataka tu niambie how have you been? Try and have a chat. Try and have a conversation with your husband. It's okay. Si kila siku utaki kuja umelala. Kila siku akikuja sijui unafanya nini na watoto. Sasa zingine hata chukua watoto wapeleke kwa nyanya yao wote. Wacha kuja kupate peke yako kwa nyumba. You can rekindle very fast like that. Because the children mostly will try to occupy most of your time. So sometimes watoe wapeleke kwa auntie yao ama kwa nyanya yao ama wa donate mahali for a day for you to have a better time with your husband, okay? So mostly when things change in the bedroom, mostly the women are the first to be affected. And so one of the ways to tell if your husband has issues, either work related or even your relationship is going through a tough time, is bedroom behavior. That's the first place utatell if there's a problem. Your relationship in the bedroom. By in the bedroom, I don't just mean sex, that included, but you see in the bedroom, that's where man and wife do pillow talk. Hapo ndo mnaambianaga leo sijui mtoto wako mgani amefanya hivi, last week sijui jirani alifanya. Hapo ndo place udaku. So kama kale ka udaku kanaanza kudidimia ama kameisha completely, kuna shida. So you need to be awake and alert about it. Find out. The first thing, check his love language. You know, find out what's his love language, because in most cases utapata you're not giving him what he wants. In your head you think he wants apikiwe, watoto watengenezewe nini nyumba yosho ulale. Maybe he wants a gift. Maybe he's a gift person. I told you about love languages na hapo nyuma. If you check my videos, you will find love languages. There are 5. So maybe he likes gifts. Wewe uko hapo unampikia, unamfanyia vitu. Maybe anataka tu umlete siku moja kashati. You know. So find out what's his love language. Pay attention to it. So when you're showing him his love languages, also pay attention to what he is showing, because probably, most often than not, he is showing you the love language that he wants, not what you want. So utapata yes, anakushow love, but si venye unataka uonyeshwe. So when it comes to this, then you need to sit down and now, exchange notes. Find out we unataka aje, because I'm seeing there's a problem. Kuna mahali pameshuka kidogo. Let's talk it out. Let's find out. Plus, the communication line should never be forward at any point in marriage. Make sure you always talk. Ukiona kitu noma wewe ongea. Ukiona nini wewe ongea. Ongeaga tu, acha kuiteka suku, but that helps. If you keep the communication line open, it helps him know what is going on in your mind. It helps you know what's going on in his mind. So if there's a change, it's easier for you to tap it mapema. Okay? The other thing, you need to manage your expectation in marriage. I've told you nikianza that if someone told you that marriage is a bed of roses, you are lied to. This means it's not every day that you will be laughing. It's not every day that you will be lovey-dovey. Okay? So be careful with the things you read on the internet. Saa yote kwa mtandao, Alejandro did this, God, this celebrity did this, alibai sijui gari akaeka flowers, half of them are not even their cars, ni ya picha tu, after hapo gari inarudishwa kwa showroom, watu wanaenda mguu. You're here crying your tears out because ati wewe hujabaiwa gari. Be careful with the expectation you have in marriage. Okay? Know his capacity before you demand what he can't deliver. Things change so much when you get in a marriage. There's children, there are bills, more people involved, family, it's a lot. He might not be able to meet your needs as expected. That does not mean he does not love you. Just as ingine, the woman might be feeling neglected and left out because anafikiria love venye alioneshwa kwa honeymoon. That is what love is. So you need to first manage those expectations. Zirudishe chini kabisa. Zilete hapa kwa level ya binadamu wa kawaida. Calm down. And then I'll start looking at things that are realistic. Be real with yourself. Usijienjoy hapo ati sijui unataka za Alejandro. Kwani si Alejandro alifanya utafurahia. The other thing that could be causing a drift in your marriage also, it could be that you have also changed. It could be you. You are the problem. It could not, sometimes sometimes ni wewe. Sometimes ni wewe ndio ulikuwa unavaa some things kitambo. Sometimes ni wewe ndio ulikuwa unajipaka certain cologne yenye alipenda vile alikuona. Sometimes you are the problem. So it's not all the time that there's a problem, there's a drift, you're quick to point fingers. You need to first look inward and see what could it be me. And if you can't say it, ask him. Ndio nimekwambia keep talking so that it's easier for you to solve things if you are talking. Okay? Maybe you no longer take things as serious. Maybe you no longer serve him venye anataka. Maybe nowadays unamrushiaga food. Maybe nowadays, there are things you used to do. So it's the small things that maybe you used to do to him that you've stopped doing, that they're causing a drift between the two of you, Maybe you don't need to initiate date nights anymore. Because now uko na watoto, uko busy, sijui unafanya nini, so you don't go for date nights anymore. And let me tell you something, women. In as much as children affect the entire family, they affect the woman more. So utapata the guy, he's not as affected by the children like the woman. So yeye haoni mbona au mtreat vinyo ulikuwa unamtreat, because yeye atatoka asubuhi ende job, wewe ndio uko na watoi, arudi jioni wewe ndio uko na watu. So he does not understand the impact that these children brought in your life. All that said, haimaanishi now you should be at exactly how you used to be when you guys were dating, but you need to do something about it, because kama kuna kitu wewe unafanya inafanya mna drift, then that's not a good idea, that's not a good thing. So kama ni date night, you can maybe work on something, even if it's twice a month, you know, you just pick dates that you know these are ours, we don't care what's happening on these dates, tunakaa pamoja, we will leave the children na nani will go out, go somewhere. You don't need to go to an expensive place, just pick somewhere that you can sit and relax and just be the two of you, without the children, without the entire world, you know, screaming at your ears. And that way you're going to start rekindling that love, because that could be a reason also. Okay, okay, it could also be your communication is poor. Like I've said, keep the communication lines open. Okay, you no longer talk to each other. I know of a couple who they never speak. Miss Diona couple kayo, and I don't know how to help them. Hawaongeagi. Unapata gachali anaingianga anaeka movie, dem anaingia anashughulikia watoto, asubuhi mtu anaamka anaenda job, as in they never speak for whatever reason. Unapata hata atichela ananiambia ati hata nimefika tu sasa nimepata hata nani alienda ushago asubuhi, hata sikuwa najua anaenda lakini alienda. I'm like, baka unaenda ushago na usemi hey, she's fine, I mind. Atichela ameenda job sijui Malindi, the woman does not even have a clue where the husband is. Ako kazi tu huko nje sijui. You cannot run a marriage like that. You need to communicate. You need to know where he is, with who, what time. The same case applies to you. He needs to know where you are, what you're doing, with who. If you're planning kwenda sijui wapi kesho, you need to tell him prior. The same case applies to him, because you cannot have a relationship where you do not speak to each other. That's how the drift comes in. So when something starts happening in his life, you're not aware. Vitu zinaanza kufanyika kwa maisha yake, ameanza kukua different, ameanza kukua cold, you're not even aware yet. That's how he went and met sijui who where. Now this other person is listening to him. You're here crying. Before you know it, you're done. So be careful with the drift ya silence. Do not be silent. Do not stay without speaking to each other. Okay? Be on the same page. Stop fighting all the time. It kills the mood. This I can also tell the women. Si kila kitu ya kuzusha. Vitu zingine lenga. Some things you can just look aside, wacha tu assume tu hata hujaona. Because if you keep pointing at everything, you know, pia wewe si imperfect. Pia you have things you're doing to him that are annoying. But men, you know, and they are not all that. Si hata kuacha tu kale udembe apenda katu kuzusha bure na endelea na life. But una point everything. Mbona umefanya hivi? Mbona umerusha hii hapa? Why are you doing this all the time? You keep on fighting. So even when he wants to come close to you and become romantic and maybe even cuddle or do, he can't, because you unarusha to spikes. Kwa kama ka porcupine. Ushikiki, ukienda kushikwa shwa umerusha. Ukienda kushikwa shwa umerusha. So it's becoming a hassle for him to even come close to you. He's trying but he can't do it. So chorea kushindoki. Point every problem you see. Some problems, let them be. If it is not going to break the home, no roof is on fire, leave it. Enjoy the moment, because these moments don't come every day. So enjoy it while you still can, so that ile siku mnakosana kesho, mnakumkanyia jana ilikuwa poa, you need to go back there, you know. But if you don't have memories to think about, senye kamenuka mnaenda wapi? Enjoy the moment, okay? Stop going to bed pissed. Okay, it's more realistic kukuambia msikae bila kukosana for long. If I tell you don't go to bed pissed, nitakuwa nimekudanganya, because even me sometimes I go to bed pissed, because it depends with, you know, the level of kukasirishwa yenye umekasirishwa. But all the same, haimaanishi ukasirike milele. The longer you take kama umekasirika, the more you're giving shetani a chance to come in. So anaingia tu anafungua tu miguu, anasukuma huyo huko na anasukuma huyu huku. So before you know it, he's just creating space in between here and you don't know. So the more unakasirika, in fact, ukianza kukasirika, the more unaendelea kukasirika, the more unapata makosa zingine. Do you know that? Kwa ulikuwa umemkasirikia asubuhi kuhusu hii, by saa 5 utapata kitu kingine ya kukasirika ya kuongezea. By saa 6 ingine imeongezwa. So hii kukasirika imepanuka. Guess who's doing all this? Kuna mtu anafanya kazi overtime? Shetani. He is doing work overtime to make sure you people never get together to iron this problem out. So every time unaenda kukamniko unataka kumrudia, kitu kingine inafanyika, una jam zaidi, unaendelea kucheza demo, una jam demo, unaenda huko, unaenda na yeye anaenda hii side. So before you know it, you'll have created this drift that you're so far away from each other you can't reach each other. Don't let that happen, okay? Don't be pissed off all the time. Don't be pissed off at everything. Kama umekasirishwa, kasirika tu masaa kidogo. After a while, get over it. You know, go pray about it. God is going to ease that tension from your heart. Alafu itaisha. Ikishaisha, come back. Iron it out. Talk it out. Communicate. Na ishe. Msishinda hapo mmefuriana forever. You should also know that yes, things change and so many responsibilities come, but to be able to be good at all things, you need a healthy relationship. If you want, kama uko na shida job, do you know your shida job hata kuisolve itakuwa ngumu kama kwako kuko na shida. When you're happy from home, it's easier to solve things at work. So a healthy relationship with you and your spouse, it affects even your other relationship, even your other, duties, even your other works. Because when your heart is healthy, when your heart is happy, when your mind is settled, you are able to think about other things. You're able to think through things. Senye mmekosana kwa nyumba, mmetoka asubuhi mmekutukanana, watch how that day goes. Utafika job, sijui amekwambia nini mmekosana. Sijui job gani ukufanya ikuisha imekubo. You're trying to work on something, it's not working because your head is filled with so many things. You're so thinking inazunguka hivi. To avoid that, have a peaceful home. If you're peace from home, your peace inataka kuenda mpaka mbele. That's why hata mdosi unasiaga leo nikawa alikosana na bibi yake, ametuletea kisirani. People say that because they know that a relationship ilikianza kuharibikia kwa nyumba ina affectigi mpaka wale watu wameandikwa kazi kwa ofisi. So keep your relationship healthy to have the rest of your life healthy, the rest of your things you're doing healthy. Kila kitu iende poa, ianzie nyumbani, okay? Don't take too long without being romantic. Like we've said, we're talking about when your relationship and your romance has gone down. So if you want to keep this up, it's work in progress. Ni kazi ya daily. Imagine ukishakatia dem ama ukishakatiwa na ishe uingie box, it does not end there. In fact, it starts there. That's when now you start working on it. You start making sure this woman is happy all the time. This man is taken care of all the time. Every day find out kumeenda aje. Leo umeshinda poa. How can I make it better? What can I do? Can I rub your feet? Can I do something that no one else can do to him every day? Rub his feet. Massage his shoulders. Watch a movie with him. Do something. Go out with him. Or go on a romantic date with him. Go on a picnic with him. Do something romantic every day. Tokea na ka outfit hajawahi ona, tokea na ka lingerie, ka safi, ka red, ka silk, kana ka vizuri. Entice him. This is work in progress every single day till the two of you mmoja wenu akufe. Until then, it is work in progress. You will never rest. So if you're lazy in romance, then you will not stand a marriage. Marriage mingi zimekufa because people are lazy in it. Hakuna mtu anataka kuchangamka. Kati anaona nijua alikukatia akamaliza, yeye anajua alimaliza shughuli, alirest. But it's not that way. The moment you say yes, that's when the work starts. So remember, always be romantic. Every week make sure you've done something. In fact, every day do something that makes him feel nice. Do a note for him. Leave a note hapo hivyo ukienda kulala, mwacheka note hapo kwa kiti. Put a note in his bag, in her bag. Akienda job, akiingia kwa kibeti akitoa simu, iko na ka note. Ana smile tu peke yake. Eka chocolate umerusha mahali. Just think about it. Put work in it. Put your brains in it. It's just the little things. Si kitu kubwa ati uende umweke ndege hapo nje. You can also do that, but it's the daily thing. It's the day to day. So the small things that matter, okay? And then hata muoge kwa bafu pamoja. Do something. Ukiona aminja kwa bafu mfuate ndani mbio, kuja na kakituka kusugua mgongo yake. That's romantic. Do something that will add to your bonga points. Remember, relationship is a bank. Na hii bank iko na lazima udeposit na withdraw. Kama you always withdrawing and you're not depositing, then it means kuna shida. You need to deposit. Eka love, eka romance, eka gifts, eka acts of action, eka all the 5 love languages hapo ndani, so that every time you want to withdraw, there's something to withdraw. Okay? Romance has levels. There's talking, there's hugging, there's texting. Now, these are the things I'm telling you can be doing. Talking. Akiingia kwa nyumba, talk to him. Find out kunaenda aje, how was your day? Nani alikubole? Listen to him. Okay? Or to her. Msikize. Hug, touch, use your fingers. You know, command some romance on him with your fingers. Rub his head, rub his shoulders, rub. My husband anapenda kukunwa mgongo. Mimi sijaona mtu akona kishida kayo. Kukunwa tu mgongo, he loves it. So ukikuna mgongo yake anakuwa tu sawa. Texting, usenya ameenda job from morning to evening. How can you stay a whole day ujaongea na your spouse? Text him mchana, how are you doing? How's your day, honey? How are you doing? Mimi niko poa huku nafanya hivi, unaendeleaje? Have you had lunch? Sometimes show up in his office with lunch, you know. Then there's intimate conversations, going for trips. Plan a trip. Ilipia hata pole pole mpaka December. December ikifika, msurprise, mwambie tuende nikupeleke mahali. You know. Make sure you make a habit of doing all this and more for your partner as often as possible. After all, uko na partner mmoja, so you have all the time in the world. Hakuna mtu mwingine mnashare hii kazi, ni yako peke yako. Create time for your spouse and spend some time together oftenly. When you're not spending time, you're drifting. When hamkai chini muongee msikipige story, ujue where he is mentally, where he is spiritually, where he is, you know, in every aspect of his life, anaendeleaje, anasikiaje. Every day you should be able to tell. Yani leo hii tukisimamisha hivi tukupigie simu tukuulize, how is your wife today? My wife ameamka poa leo, kwanza amevaa sijungu ya kala gani. Akivaga hiyo nguo anakuaga hivi na hivi. You know him, you know, anakujua hivyo. Akivaga kiatu red leo akona mood poa sana. Leo nampeleka out. Akivaga hivi najuaga anataka hivi. So you know your spouse. You cannot know your spouse if you're not spending time with your spouse. And if you're not spending your time with your spouse, and if you don't know your spouse, then it's so easy for you to be sending the wrong signals to your spouse. Yes, you love your spouse. You married them for a reason, right? Yes, you love them. But now showing this love could be the challenge. And you could be showing it in the way you know how to show it, but them, they're not receiving it because you're not showing them the love they want to be shown. So you need to spend time with them so that you know what kind of love they want. You can give that, okay? It helps in times of need. When kuna mwenye mkosenye mmekosana ndo unakaga hivi kwa nyumba, na imagine guy, sasa siangekuwa tu hapa sasa, ningekuwa nimekelea mguu zangu juu ya mguu yake, ani rable nasikia baridi. Mguu zangu nimeshinda job zimefura, ndarabiwa na nani? Sasa ndapiga story na nani? I have good news. Now how will I tell him? He's the first person you always tell all your good news. So it's you kishafanya hizi vitu zote, when you're not speaking, ukifikiria hizo vitu zote, you'll just call him bila atakujua. And guess what? If there was a problem, imeisha hivyo, because you can't live without him. You're so used to him because you spend time so much. Okay? The loneliest feeling comes from being with someone but feeling alone. Imagine uko na mtu lakini hauko na mtu. Una imagine kama movie fulani nilikuwa na watch, sijui hizi movie za blacks tu. Imagine a woman had breast cancer and she was sleeping next to her man, na alienda mpaka akakatwa hiyo titi na akatibiwa na akapona na bwanake hajaijua. Now if that is not being lonely, tell me what is. That is I would never, yani me, my biggest fear is to be left alone. Mimi sipendi kuwa peke yangu. And I can't imagine going through something as big as that by myself. Na yet niko na some people, niko na people around me and they are not aware. Don't be that kind of person, okay? Have a partner from within. Partner unampenda, partner unamjua, partner mko connected. Be connected. If you're connected, it is going to be so hard for the romance to go down. Be connected. There's a saying in Nigeria. It says a shaky bed keeps the relationship strong. Chew on that. My name is Miriam Dolo.